This guy is going for just 1 billion naira.
Damn, what is that, bro?
Now you are probably thinking that Habby Forex and Jeffrey Benson must be crazy for spending 1 billion naira to buy one car. I mean, if you give me 1 billion naira, I'm pretty sure that the first thing to come to my mind is not to buy one car for 1 billion naira. But also realize that rich people must be very smart people because they are able to do something that 90% of people are able to do. Right, so that also got me thinking because now I want to know what is the reasoning behind buying some of these expensive luxury cars. I've been following Jeffrey Benson and Habby Forex for the past 2 years, and these are 5 lessons I learned from following Habby Forex and Jeffrey Benson to become successful and rich eventually. So the very first thing I learned from Habby Forex and Jeffrey Benson is that risk management cannot make you rich.
I won't preach to you to use small lot size. Never. I will never preach to you because I never got rich using small lot size. Right? So you want to make the money, know your lot size, but know your risk. Know your appetite. Know what you can take. And trust me, you'll be successful.
In a recent video that Jeffrey Benson posted on YouTube, he was asked the question by Habby, what is one advice he would give to people on how to get rich? And guess what he said?
All right, so one of the greatest advice is always take enough risks because I don't think normal risk will actually get you there faster because at a really young age, take enough risk. Don't just stay in your father's house. you got to get out and just go take that risk right now. I mean, I'm talking to you.
So these are 2 instances by Habby and Jeff talking about how high risk is actually necessary for you to get rich. There's a very direct correlation between being rich and taking risk. Here was a screen recording during the 100 to the Mill series by Alex G. So someone asked him during that series, they asked him, can anyone with consistency and discipline in Forex be as successful as you? And guess what he said? If you look down here, you can see that he said the real answer is no.
Yes and no. You can be the most consistent and disciplined person, but if you're not willing to take a risk, you will not be nowhere near as successful as me. I'm sometimes not as disciplined as I should be, but I still am successful because I take risk. For you to be successful, you have to be consistent, disciplined, and take risk. Without risk factored into that equation, you will nowhere near be as successful as me. And even when I don't be as disciplined as I should be, I still come out on top because I take the risk.
Single biggest mistake that traders and investors can make is not to have any portfolio where it's just focused on risky assets. Because if you're always playing it safe, then you will never ever go outside of the comfort zone, which means you will never ever get outsized returns. So remember, in order to get outsized returns, you need to take outsized risks. And if you're not willing to take outsized risks, you shouldn't be complaining about why you're not getting outsized returns.
Alright, so now that we know that this is a new information, it's not a information that is actually suiting to my ears. I don't want to hear that I have to risk a lot of money to be able to make money if I'm actually profitable in Forex, right? But this is actually a pattern that we cannot just ignore because these rich guys have done certain things to get rich. And if you are also in the industry, I think at some point you are going to have to take the risks. So here's my ideology on why I believe this should work. So when you were a beginner, you were trading without knowledge, right? So you were risking any amount and you were actually making some money. They call it beginner's luck. You're actually making some money at the time, but you had no knowledge because at the end of the day, you ended up blowing your account, right? So after blowing your account multiple times, you figure out that what was lacking was knowledge. You needed to learn strategies or something that actually works so that you can actually make money consistently over a given period of time. So you are trying to become profitable at this stage. Now, at some point, you will get to a point where you are profitable and you know what to do now. And then you use that knowledge and try again with high risks in order to get this bigger account size. Then you can apply risk management on that account size. It makes sense because risk management is not meant to make you rich. It's actually meant to keep you being rich. So this is where I'm lucky personally in my Forex journey because I realized I've not actually taken a lot of risk, right? So now that I figure out what the problem is, at some point I'm going to have to take risks. Lesson number 2, the formula for relevance. So one thing I've learned from Habby Forex and Jeffrey Benson is that they always find a way to keep themselves very, very relevant. And this is because I realized that relevancy creates wealth, right? So the more relevant you are, more eyeballs sees what you do. And the more people that see what you do, the more opportunities comes your way and the more money you make. So relevancy creates wealth, right? So that's why you see Habby Forex with Pella, you see Habby Forex with Kataife. They just do crazy stuff on social media. All these things are meant to keep you relevant. So there are two major ways to create relevancy. Look stupid at your early stages, then look crazy at your winning stages. So I'll give you some examples. So there's this guy in the industry, his name is Way Up. So when he was starting his forex journey, he was always posting his trades online. So at the time, there was a lot of losses in his trading, and someone was making fun of him in the industry, saying that his niche in forex industry was to be losing money. Now, the funny part about the entire thing is that he always do something. He creates content online. He's always trading. He's always learning, adapting, and changing things in his forex journey. Well, people were laughing at him because he was posting his losses, which 90% of people in the industry cannot do, right? He was kind of looking stupid for some time. But the funny thing about the entire story is this.
I think I've probably made 10 times this, 10 times this.
So something about the stupidity aspect of relevance means that stupidity can only last for so long. At some point, it's going to stop and you're not going to be looking stupid anymore, right? There's also this girl on TikTok right here, Chisom Lauren. She used to dance crazy dances, but check out the views. You cannot tell me that she's not printing money from that video. So the last example is probably going to be me. I'm making a video right now talking about all these things. The funny thing about the entire thing is, in my own personal life, there are people who do not actually believe that I can actually be successful with trading forex. In fact, one of them actually says something like, "You better make go the rare pig than me they do this forex." So the second aspect of relevancy, of creating relevancy, is looking crazy. Check out what Jeffrey Benson did immediately after buying a 1 billion naira car.
Drifting about $1 million car right in Lagos. Let's go.
The first day he bought the car, he went crazy on social media. The next day he went to drift the 1 billion naira car. Next, he went to go and buy a very, very expensive watch. And guess what he did the next day following that? He started drawing on the 1 billion naira car.
Forex is simple. It's just like this. Let's imagine you have a pie chart like this. All right. So we have a midpoint from here.
That's just a way of getting people talking to create relevancy. If you notice Habby Forex too as well, you see him linking up with people like Kataife, you see him linking up with people like Pella, you see him linking up with Daddy Freeze. All these things are trending. That's what creates relevancy. If you get people to talk about you long enough, you are relevant. Same thing with Alex G. At some point, you can see that he bought Bugatti, right? And guess what he did? He ramped it pink. Why did he wrap it pink? It's not because he liked the color pink. He just wrapped it pink to get people talking in order to create relevancy. Somebody buys a $6 million car and wrap it pink. He did it because he wants people to talk. And guess what he did next? He bought a second Bugatti. He got people talking again. Before you know it, he bashed the Bugatti. And now he's having a very strong back and forth with the CEOs of Bugatti. That's crazy, right? So craziness, for rich people, it creates a lot of relevancy. The third lesson is the act of marketing and sales. Now that we have established that relevancy creates more opportunities that brings more money, you can even make way more money by the act of marketing and sales. Now that you are relevant enough, you can also make way more money by marketing and selling to the people who know you. Understanding that Forex has two parts, the Forex trading and the Forex business. So you can only explore the Forex business when you are good at the Forex trading. So you need results in trading Forex before you can now explore the business aspect of Forex. Also, while marketing yourself, you have to do that shamelessly. Now, some of you might not like this part, but here's the thing, right? If you're good at something, you need people seeing what you do, right? And when people are seeing what you do, you have more chances of success at that thing. Success is for those who are doing, not those who know how to do it, right? And even as you are doing, how many people know that you are actually good at what you do? For example, if you are a footballer and you are a good footballer, how many people know that you are good at football, right? It's people around your area or maybe your family members that know, right? It means that your success is limited to the amount of people that see what you do, right? At the end of the day, you are going to have to maybe post it online or something so that other people can actually see what you do, and then maybe the opportunities might come from far, right? So the more eyeballs that see what you do, the more faster your success will be in that field of choice that you're actually doing. So that's one lesson I learned from Habby and Jeff. The fourth lesson is they're into the business of motivating you. Now, let's just be very brutally honest here. If we are not seeing this craziness from all these guys, we are not seeing the possibilities of Forex, that we can buy Lambo or buy certain kind of houses, invest and have plenty money and travel all around the world, me and you will not be doing Forex. If you not see these possibilities from Habby Forex, Jeffrey Benson, Kojo Forex, FX Strategy, we not see all these possibilities, we are not going to be doing Forex, right? So they're actually into the business of motivating you. If Jeffrey Benson and Habby can lose, then you can also lose too as well. But that will also give you comfort to know that at the end of the day, you can potentially make it. Why? Because they have made it, right? So that's another lesson. They're actually in the business of motivating you to keep on going in order to win in life. Now, the fifth lesson I learned, this was actually from Jeffrey Benson, is that comparison is a thief of joy. Now, one thing I've realized within Jeffrey Benson and Habby Forex is that they never compare within themselves, right? They never really do comparison within themselves. You need to take a look at this video right here. When you watch this video, right, they went to talk on how to make plans. You need to watch them very closely. They were talking on how they were going to make plans. They were not doing comparison. But also, they have never come online to beg you guys to not compare them, right? Because they want you guys to actually do the comparison, right? And comparison, again, creates relevancy. There's a very strict pattern in which they buy their cars, for example. Like when Habby Forex bought Lamborghini, what was the scenario like? The scenario went from the first Forex trader to buy Lamborghini, oh my god, all those kind of things, right? And then it was blowing up social media. Tunde not posted it. It got millions and millions of views, right? And this was a form of relevancy that was created for Habby Forex. Then at some point, when things start to die down, when people start to just accept the fact that he has a Lamborghini now, guess what happened next? The next thing that happened was that people started comparing Habby and Jeff because they were friends. They were like, Habby has the Lambo and Jeffrey Benson, where's your Lambo? That kind of thing, right? Now, that is where the comparison start building anticipation for Jeffrey Benson's new ride. And then when Jeffrey Benson finally bought it, then they now realize that Jeffrey Benson is not a small boy and he can do the same thing. Now, I feel like this is a pattern between Habby and Jeff. That was the same thing they did when they bought their Cybertruck, and that is the same thing again they did when they bought their Ferrari, this last car that they bought, right? It's a pattern. Habby buys first, gets all the relevancy, then people start creating anticipation for Jeffrey Benson's new ride. They did not buy the car at the same time because they don't want the relevancy to finish at once. Habby will take some accolades, then to create anticipation for Jeff's accolade. I think this is actually a planning between these two guys, right? So they are very, very smart. They're not thinking about here. And all those cars, by the way, are very big investments. None of them are buying the cars. It's not even about the cars. They're not buying the cars because of the cars. They're buying the cars because they love these cars. They're buying it also for opportunities because these cars can open opportunities to certain doors that normal talking or trading activities cannot do. They're buying cars because they love these cars, but they're not also buying the cars because of the cars. They're buying the cars to create more opportunities and doors for them to become even more successful. So let me ask you a question. If you want to invest your $2,000, will you first think about going to Habby Forex to help you trade it? No, because of the kind of cars and lifestyle that he's living, right? It will filter out the kind of investors that come. It can only be very big investors that will come to them to trade their money, for example, right? And also, these cars are actually personal investments. So they are buying something for themselves. But these cars also create some form of image where it creates a lot of relevancy again to create more opportunities again in order to make more money. And this time, not small money, big money, right? So these things are very, very smart things I've noticed about Habby and Jeff. And yeah.